engagement, training, empowerment, opportunities, achievements. These are just a few of the words that you will hear and experience when you connect with the Ministry of Youth, Sports and Community Empowerment. I am Michael Elliott.
And I am Sanaya Yearwood. Welcome to Bridges, the Ministry's weekly television series that highlights the programs, shares opportunities, and the stories of people within our communities. Today, we are coming from Paragon, the Barbados Youth Advanced Course campsite. Get comfortable, we will be right back. In our inaugural program for this Bridges television series, we commenced the two-part feature of the Inspiring I Am Conference. This week, we will be bringing you part 2 with a special look at its sports component. And from our reports, Michael, this edition was a hit with participants.
Nice, I am looking forward to that. Sports is a huge industry with a wide range of opportunities. This week, we will also get to meet 4 of the newest trainees in the Barbados Youth Advanced Corps, and we will be joining the celebration of some 40 community members who successfully completed the elderly care program with the Community Development Department. We will be right back.
Last week, we took a look at the I Am Conference, heard from the coordinator Elizabeth Bowen, and got engaged of some of the knowledge sharing of the 3-day events. This week, we are pleased to bring you part 2 for this motivational ministry initiative with a special look at the sporting component.
At the I Am Conference 2024, the energy in our breakout rooms was truly remarkable, especially in financial management, sports, and the orange economy. Our participants gained valuable insights on smart money management, discovered diverse opportunities in sports beyond athletics, and learned the ins and outs of the growing content creation industry.
Well, the major takeaway, first of all, is that it is extremely important to have a sports component. And what was clear from the participants is that a lot of them did not know what was out there in terms of sports related careers and exactly how they can go about navigating getting involved in sport. I think too there was a large misconception about the direction you have to go in if you're a young person seeking to get into the world of sport. As was exposed from many of our panelists, it is not linear. You do not necessarily have to have had a successful career in sport or be a sports person to be affiliated in sports, and the range of sports careers that we went through all the way to sport coaching. What was evident is that you have to have that passion, and if you have that passion and that drive in sport, you can very well find yourselves in a career.
I never really wanted to be a journalist. Like, as a little boy, I wanted to be the next Brian Lara. That was it. And at about 13, I realized, well, yeah, this is not gonna happen, is it? So you start to think about other things that you're good at and you're passionate in. I was good at storytelling. I was really good at English and writing stories and essays and whatnot. Through doing that and getting a chance to go to Barbados today and do an internship, and you interview people and you understand their stories, and then you realize that you can humanize sports people that regular Barbadians wouldn't get a chance to know. The beauty of sports journalism is that it gets you into spaces that are places that I would have only dreamed of being in. Like, I worked the entire Cricket World Cup, so I was at the Oval every single game. You met superstars, you know what I mean?
Revenue is a major part of sport. You can't have anything in sport realistically if you don't have money, so the commercial aspect of it is a given. All sporting organizations, all sporting codes, all major teams, they have a operations arm and they have a commercial arm, and these two operate separate and distinct from each other, but they come together to form one entity. But the commercial side of a sporting organization is seen as equally as important as the sporting side of the organization.
I ended up at Barbados Cricket Association, and when I arrived there, I couldn't tell you a 6 from a 4, but it was my job to learn And now it's something that I enjoy thoroughly. I worked with Philip for World Cup, partly. I did the trophy tour and I was able to be hands-on with a lot of intricate things. And I realized now, like, okay, marketing is it for me, not journalism.
Another thing that really came out was that the professionals that were actually on stage, the panelists, there was sports science, obviously, there was sports coaching, there was sports medicine, there was sports and education panels as well. What was clear is that the professionals then were able to give knowledge to the youngsters that they would not have necessarily had.
I have learned that you need to be kind of outspoken as a coach. Your voice alone, the tone of your voice can either motivate or bring an athlete down. So you need to know which players you can be that way with, which players will play for you. Like she said, the ones that will go, to the ends of the earth. You have to know the ones who you might need to massage their ego a little bit. There are all types of personalities you're going to have to deal with, whether it's male or female, by the way. But the important thing is to make sure you form bonds and connections with your players, that they want to play for you, they want to do anything for you.
And for me, number one point was that although the industry in Barbados is small, sports personnel and people who participate in sporting events and get paid for it, and paid handsomely in some cases, may operate from in Barbados or maybe based somewhere else totally, because as you would know, we had quite a few people coming in on Zoom, for example, when we had sports and communications, because they've been traveling all over the world, covering different events and so on and so forth.
Coaching was never in my plan. I got a master's in hotel management. My plan was to come back to Barbados and work in the hotel industry. That was my plan. But then I was training under my coach at Rice University and I finished my master's, and he tells me, well, you got too much free time on your hands now. You need to come and connect with these girls and give back and help me in the afternoons when you're finished with your training. And I fell in love with coaching. That's how I got there.
Over 3 days, you would see it, you would feel like you covered a lot of ground, but there's also a lot more ground to cover. But what was clear and what is evident is that a pure sports component, as far as sports careers are concerned, is probably where that the ministry should go in terms of now encapsulating everything that we've gotten here. And obviously more to come: sports psychology, sports law, sports contracts, all of that kind of stuff in a future forum, hopefully put on by the Ministry of Youth, Sport and Community Empowerment, that can really then capture those who really, really want careers in sport.
I am sure you are like me, ready to say I am attending the October 2025 conference.
At the top of the program, I indicated that we will meet 4 Barbados Youth Advanced Corps trainees who recently began their journey in the 2-year program. It was indeed an unforgettable experience to be at Ursuline Convent, to see them arrive to commence the 9-week residential phase, and then to be here at the campsite, their new home. We got a chance to speak with Mrs. Melissa Nurse Herbert, Senior Program Officer, who gave us an insight into the program. What are the phases of the Barbados Youth Advanced Corps program?
So we run 3 main phases: the pre-residential phase, the residential phase, and the post-residential phase. And I say post-residential, that is our 1-year program after they've completed the residential phase.
Okay, that's amazing. So what does this residential phase entail, and why is it such an integral part of this program?
Okay, so the residential phase is a core component of our 2-year developmental training program. It gives us the opportunity of staff the capacity to work with the young people in a more detailed way. We have them for 24 hours a day, so we get to really push the disciplinary training aspect while still encompassing those other areas that build into our multifaceted program. So we're covering the disciplinary training through drill, through map reading, disaster preparedness, first aid, firefighting. We're covering all of those core concepts there. our counseling program is going to come in there. Our personal development program will continue. We're going to be having sports. We're going to be having cultural arts. So we are building out a holistic training.
You said that you pay attention to sports and the arts. And when people think of the Youth Advanced Corps, they would think about, drill.
Their military element.
Yes, please. So it's very important that we know that you guys pay attention to the sports and the arts to make sure that these trainees aren't only here to be disciplined, but also here to have a bit of fun while they're here.
Okay, and you use the word to be disciplined, but with everything that we do here at the Barbados Youth Advanced Corps, discipline is at the core. So even if it's sports, even if it's cultural arts, if it's the disciplinary training, discipline is at the core of everything that we do.
We just went over the residential phase. Tell me, how does this phase differ from the pre-residential phase?
Okay, so the pre-residential phase, as it suggests, is a precursor to our residential program. And for cohort 7, because of the timing of their pre-residential program, focus was mainly on drill, getting them prepared for the Independence Parade. So our focus for that cohort 7 pre-residential program was primarily on drill and getting them prepared. We did have a disciplinary training element to it where we concentrated on getting them ready for that, and also a personal development component, because our focus at the Barbados Youth Advanced Corps is really developing the person. It has a heavy component on building their mental capacity. We want a young person who is not only fit physically but fit mentally as well, and so that program would have encompassed counseling also, and we've all worked in tandem to get not the ideal trainee nor the perfect trainee, but a ready trainee for this phase.
That's amazing. As the senior program officer, what are the key expectations of this program and the trainees as a whole?
We are looking at the trainee, and the trainees have specific goals that they want to achieve from this program. And as early as the pre-residential phase, we're looking at helping those young persons achieve their goals. So it is really about putting programs in place to help with their development, but also to understand what they want to achieve. If it is to become more disciplined, if it is to gain their CSCs, if it is to understand themselves more. So we want to ensure that by passing out parade, have a group of young persons who are fit and ready, both physically, mentally, spiritually, socially, whatever their initial goals were, whatever the initial expectations of the program. We are hoping that after completing 9 weeks of this program, having worked along with our trained staff, having worked along with the persons who have built out the programs, having worked with the persons who are keeping everything intact for them, that they have experienced some measure of change, whatever that change was for them.
What does the passing out parade mean for trainees, and what's the next stage for them?
Okay, so the passing out parade is a rite of passage. It is the culmination of 9 weeks of hard work, dedication, and resilience for our young people. And it is really to highlight all of their achievements and to give them the opportunity to see from where they have come, where they are at now, and the capacity that they have to move on to the next stage. Our next stage of the program is our post-residential, and it encompasses primarily the academic and the technical and vocational training. So we would have gone from a pre-residential to a residential, and now we're going into a phase where we are saying that we have a more disciplined young person. And discipline, as we were discussing, is not only about the military element, but a holistic view of the young person. And we're hoping that at the end of this phase that they are ready, willing, and able to move on to that next stage.
Being in here for all that time, when they come out, it definitely would be interesting to see how they would react and put all of this training into use on the outside world.
Definitely.
This new cohort bid farewell to their parents just a few weeks ago, and it is evident that family members and friends were fully supportive of their new journey.
The way how you feel about it, pretending to the young lady is very inspirational.
Yeah.
And you know, she's putting herself out there to learn to do such things.
Yeah, and going out to her comfort zone to do this, because obviously this is new to her, and I'm just so happy to see that she's going out to her comfort zone and achieving something like this. This is something new for Rishan, and as you can see, it's something new for all of us, and we're just looking for her to be more outstanding and outgoing for this, and just be more confident in herself, and you know, and be out there.
Now on location at the Paragon Cadet Campsite, we asked the trainees about their expectations, goals, and experiences. So, Tashara, what motivated you to join the Barbados Youth Advance Corps?
I had a lady named Miss Garnes. She came up to my old school, and then she was talking to all of us about the program, and then I came home and told my mother about it. She was like, go ahead, follow your dream and stuff. Yeah.
Well, I was inspired by a couple of my friends because they were here before me, and I just said, hey, it looks interesting. The skills that you learn.
So, Kiana, how was the pre-residential phase like for you?
The pre-residential phase was okay. It was kind of hard because we was in a new atmosphere, I think.
It was simple, to be honest, because I was in cadets. So I just treat it like cadets.
Everybody's gonna make it regardless. I got a little friend group and all of we gotta get through regardless. Pen, anything we gotta pull through.
Jaden, were you on the independence period?
Yes, please. Yes, please.
So what was that experience like for you?
It was great because that was my first time leading a whole platoon actually.
It was a lot of hard work. We had to prepare by doing drill, being up early.
It was fun. It was fun, and like it like it.
So what are you expecting for this residential phase of this program?
We're just hoping for the best.
Basically to better myself at drill and also in person.
I'm hoping for the after the residential phase to help me choose a path for me to get into the real world.
So what is your career goal and how do you expect or hope that the Barbados Youth Advance Corps can help you reach that point?
Well, I want to become a EMT or a caretaker, so like I feel like the Barbados Youth Advance can help me with the job attachment.
My career choice is to be a part of the Barbados Defense Force, and the program is basically structured where the training is directly falling under that bracket. So as we say, the marching, basically the structure.
Well, Michael, I really look forward to seeing those young men and women again in the near future. And speaking about the future, the ministry's Community Development Department is another arm also working to prepare and support individuals and communities for today and the future. Recently, the department hosted a graduation for some 40 persons who successfully completed its elderly care program, a program you will agree is very relevant for our aging society.
Community initiatives and programs are essential factors in the development of our nation. Over the years, the Ministry of Youth, Sports and Community Empowerment, through the Community Development Department, has made several community initiatives and programs readily available to the average Barbadian. One such program is the Care of the Elderly course. Today, I am pleased to report that we have 40 persons graduating who will receive their certificates. I can only imagine that you are ready to put your skills to the task in a practical way within your workplaces, your homes, as well as your communities.
Featured speaker Ms. Cynthia Ford, Elder Care Advisor in the Ministry of People Empowerment and Elder Affairs, cautioned the graduates to continuously educate themselves.
Congratulations to you in advance, because I think this is one of the most wonderful things that has happened to us in Barbados in the month of January, the first month of the year. Many other societies are not doing what we do. But I think it is one of the most phenomenal things. And I was listening to the radio one evening a couple of months ago, and I think it is St. Kitts who learned about this Elder Care Companion project, and they were heralding Barbados, and they will want to try something like that because they too are having persons who are living longer, and therefore they want to be able to service their people. But I want to admonish you all, ladies and gentlemen, that you need to know the do's and don'ts. And this training program that you would have just pursued should help you to be able to understand you are there to serve. Finally, we are also doing a course in our department with the Samuel Jackman Prescott Polytechnic, offering the training, but our department is going to be paying for the tutoring of the particular program. It's now the very first one that will start in a few weeks' time. And the principal has given us his support in this respect. And he has determined when it's training like this, a certificate will be offered through the Samuel Jackman Prescott Polytechnic that persons then can go to do the Elder Care Companion project as well if they choose to. But the option is being made available. That auxiliary course will assist you in being able to work with the bed sores, to bathe them, to offer the medication if that is a part of the program and so on. So that over time, we will have persons who will be so well trained and well qualified to be able to go from one level to the next, till you can become tutors, you know. And we can make a difference in what is happening in Barbados. And so that will be offered in another few weeks' time. All the arrangements have been determined. And I want you to understand that the sky is your limit.
Also addressing the graduation was Canon Noel Burke, rector of the St. David's Anglican Church, who welcomed the partnership and opportunity of working with the Community Development Department and the community. For the graduates, it was an important milestone.
These programs came about, I would say like 3 years ago. The Community Development Department started these programs. I could remember just last year, this program was also offered in the parish of St. John, called Hill St. John Pavilion, and about 84 persons completed that course. So there, from then, we really saw the interest in persons, younger persons, showing interest in caring for their elderly, maybe their elderly parents at home. Also, they might wanted to do the course in order to seek a job.
We go into the homes, we speak with the elders, we help out with them, we do lots of stuff with them. So it was very good to come in and do this program and kind of get a feel for Alzheimer's and diabetes and all the different things that are associated with, geriatrics and, the elder.
It helped me tremendously because my mom passed just December, and I was still able to use what I was taught in caring for her.
I pray that they do keep this program, and I would commend it. And I would like a lot of persons, even if they don't want to go into it for employment, but to be better able to deal with their family members, to deal with people in their communities. This would be a great program for them to start with.
We don't always have to have programs in the center or even a school. We could also have them in a church setting where most people, come to church are located. So said, so done. And I think around 24 or more persons attended the program at St. David's Anglican Church. And as we can see this evening, they are very excited. We're very excited to receive that certificate.
So I would have coordinated the one for St. David Anglican Church. I decided, you know what? I can bring this outside of the community center. This is not my area, but we felt that we should do more and make the collaboration with the church. And by doing that, it has reaped benefits because persons readily came to do the course because they themselves are in the position where they are bordering old age, but still they are helping with their family members and their parents. So it's a win-win situation.
And so I'm looking forward to the program that the minister, Cynthia Ford, has talking about. So now, instead of us having to pay for that, they've welcomed us to go to the SJPP to pretty much do it for free. They're going to pay for it. And so we will be way better equipped to go into the communities now and actually offer our help to the elders.
There were 25 graduates from the Bonnets Resource Center and 15 from the St. David's Anglican Church Annex.
The Barbados Youth Advanced Corps, building skills, strengthening character, offering a range of certified training programs, opportunities to explore career paths, and a life-changing experience for young men and women 16 to 20 years old.
We are the Barbados Youth Advanced Corps. Join us!
Register today. Call 535-0180 or 535-3835. You can also visit us at www.byac.gov.bb or check us out on Instagram at Barbados Youth Advance for more information.
We're sure that you, like us, are inspired by the work and impact of the Ministry of Youth, Sports and Community Empowerment. While Sine and I, along with 50 other young persons, signed up for one program, we quickly learned about the myriad of other opportunities that are open to persons of all ages within the ministry. We encourage you to meet us here weekly to see what is happening and how you or someone you know can benefit. It is very easy to stay connected with the team at the ministry, and we will definitely help you.
Depending on your interests, there is something for you. And of course, sharing your skills, ideas, and support are always welcomed. You set your limit, and if what you need is not directly within the operations of the ministry, there are several partnerships and networking linkages that you can benefit from. The suite of services is varied and wide.
There's so much to share with you, but our time this week is up, and we must leave the Paragon campsite. We would like to thank the director of the Barbados Youth Advanced Corps and his team for accommodating us. We assure you, you will see more of this amazing program, and why signing up would be one of the best decisions that young people and their families can take.
Next week, I will be joined by Theron, who got the opportunity to speak with the humble Niall Reed-Stephen, the local football shining light who recently signed a professional contract with Georgia Tech FC. We will also be sharing a new initiative between the Community Independent Celebration Secretariat and the St. George Secondary School. And you will get to see a cultural arts project that has been well received in the Deacon St. Michael community.
As always, we invite you to stay connected with the ministry directly by calling 535-3835 or visiting us online on Instagram, the Community Development Department at ComDev Barbados, the Division of Youth Affairs at DivYouth246, the Sports Development Unit at sportsdevelopment.bb, the National Sports Council at NSC Barbados, Community Independent Celebration Secretariat at Community Independence 246, and the Barbados Youth Advanced Corps at Barbados Youth Advance.
You can like and follow us on Facebook by visiting at Community Development Department, Division of Youth Affairs, National Sports Council, and the Community Independent Celebration Secretariat. Or feel free to speak with any ministry officers when they're in the community, or you can visit a community center near you.
Thank you for joining us. Remember, you can also view the program on the Division of Youth Affairs YouTube channel. Click and subscribe today. See you next week.